Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So I'm on YouTube looking at Fred's newest uploads, an interview with Tony Harrison, and he's speaking out on his upcoming fight, June 23rd, defending his WBC 154-pound championship against former champion Jermell Charlo. Now, after this interview, it makes me like Tony Harrison a whole lot more. I feel in this interview like he spoke a lot of truth. I mean, obviously, he sees what's going on firsthand. He's experiencing it. He's the fighter in the situation. And a lot of things that I said in my previous videos, especially like my most recent video on the Tony Harrison-Jermell Charlo fight, man, I feel like if I didn't need any type of cosign, but damn, if I didn't feel vindicated before, I definitely feel that way now. Because a lot of the points that I've made previously in videos, a lot of the points I made in comment sections and super chats, I mean, the man just basically reiterated what I've said, obviously thoughts that he's already had. But man, when it comes to this whole fight, it's a one big ass popularity contest. That's all. Tony Harrison was a fighter prior to this fight that he's been stopped twice in his career, and we know how boxing is when a fighter loses. We damn sure know how boxing is when a fighter gets stopped. So going in this fight, people did not want to see Tony Harrison win, and they went in this fight with blinders on. They had tunnel vision at the end of the tunnel. They only could see Jermell Charlo with his hand raised victoriously, and it didn't happen. I mean, I've given my breakdown on multiple occasions of exactly how Tony Harrison beat him the first time. I've expressed my opinion on the fact that it was nowhere near robbery. I felt like it was a close fight, but the right man won. You know, people always say you got to take the belt from the champion. Me personally, I feel like that's absolute bullshit. You just got to beat the champion by one round. That's it. That's literally it. The scoring in boxing is mathematic. It's on a round-by-round basis. It wasn't any open scoring. So now, when it comes to the points that Tony Harrison was making, he definitely alluded to the fact that Jermell Charlo comes off extremely unstable, overly emotional. You know, he gets riled up easily. Then he spoke on the comments Jermell made at the end of the fight when he got on the mic and blatantly lied and said that Tony Harrison said, "Oh yeah, you know, I didn't win that fight, or you won that fight." Whatever way he said it, it's just like, to me, it's bullshit, man, and it's weak. And I've been speaking on it before, but like I said, a lot of people that are clouded by the popularity that's surrounding this guy. Like, I mean, he's a good fighter. Tony Harrison admits it. I admit it openly. I still like Jermell Charlo, but when it comes to this overall situation, it's so much bias, man. Like, this shit is ridiculous. All I know, if Jermell Charlo, if he was a white guy or if he was a Ukrainian fighter, if this shit played out the same exact way, it would be so, like, the energy would be so different. But since it's two black guys going against each other, you know, it's just one big popularity contest. Like, the shit remind me of high school. And Jermell Charlo got exposed for what he is. Now, Tony Harrison, he spoke on it. Jermell Charlo was on some type of suicide watch. I mean, I don't know any details about that, but hey, that's what he spoke on in his interview. And me personally, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, when a fighter is having a very promising career, he's a champion, he's knocking guys out, he's having multiple title defenses, and he's an extremely emotional guy. I mean, that shit, it doesn't surprise me at all. But man, I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. Tony Harrison said that he's never been basically more motivated for a fight until now. He feels like, even though he's a champion, even though he won, he said he's a B-sided fighter. He said that basically he's saying fuck the media. And me personally, I don't blame him, man. The bias is ridiculous. You know, you got a handful of guys out here that'll, you know, call it how they see it. They'll take the bias out. They're not including the popularity associated with Jermell Charlo. And he basically saying fuck the media, fuck social media. If you ain't somebody from his hometown or somebody that he knew that was riding with him before, he was like fuck them all. He don't need to do no interviews. And man, honestly, if I was Tony Harrison, I feel the same way. It's a bunch of bullshit surrounding this whole situation. And I swear, man, like the blind loyalty surrounding this fight reminds me of like a Mayweather-Pacquiao situation. It's just blind loyalty, and they treat Harrison like he's not a brother of his damn self, and that's the part that it makes it even more disappointing. Like, just because the guy that you wanted to win didn't get the nod, just because the guy that was the most popular didn't get the nod, even though he was missing majority of the damn night and he kept getting countered majority of the damn fight, man, just accept it. When it's one of our favorite guys and he's on the end of the decision that other people question, we all say, well, the judges made their call. Well, let's keep that same energy, even though this is a situation where I do not see at all how Tony Harrison got a gift decision. I feel like he earned that WBC belt. It may have not been in the fashion that some fans wanted, but he did what he supposed to do. He was a boxer. He outboxed his opponent, and he became a champion at 154 pounds. Now going in this rematch, I really believe that he's going to be even more prepared. I feel like he's going to sit down on his punches a whole lot more. I feel like he's going to be a lot sharper defensively. And I said it in my previous video, he's mentally tougher than Jermell Charlo. He said it in this video that on Barbershop Conversation. He said you can bend him over and over again. He won't break. He's gone through adversity. He's come back from it. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Jermell Charlo, he's never faced that. And the only thing about Jermell Charlo that's different from the Tony Harrison fight, Tony Harrison had an opportunity to, work his way back up at his own pace. Jermell Charlo's jumping back in there right after he lost, believing that he won. And I feel like it's going to be worse for him this time. Unless he comes in there extremely focused and he's built up some mental stability, we're going to just have the same result. Tony Harrison's going to be victorious. And, hey, man, Harrison going to have to go see my boy Jared Hurd again for a unification bout. And that's a whole nother ball game. Jared Hurd, like Tony Harrison, are two extremely mentally tough guys that have a firm grasp on who they are. They're not easily rattled. And, yeah, man, honestly, I feel like Tony Harrison will be victorious. I like a lot of stuff that he said in this interview. Much respect to this man, and hopefully one day, I get an interview with him. I've been riding with him. I've been a fan of Tony Harrison before he lost to Willie Nelson. Even after the Willie Nelson fight, he showed a lot of heart. Even in the Jared Hurd fight, he showed a lot of heart. And he came back. He faced adversity. He climbed back up the ladder, got back into title contention, and did what he's supposed to do, and got the W. Now he's the current 154 WBC champion. And he about to go on this rematch June 23rd. So best of luck to both guys. All I want is a good fight. May the best man win. This Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to LDBC, and I'm out.